Happy motherfucking Halloween, everybody. Damn. On a Tuesday. What the hell? Now, I'm sure everybody had their Halloween parties and all that good stuff this past weekend because there was so much shit to do. Hopefully you all got out there and did the haunted house thing or did something spooky or just had a marathon of horror films. So, but the fun doesn't stop just yet because tonight I met these fine gentlemen at the Tennessee Metal Devastation Fest, and it was just an awesome show, and these guys blew me away. They were my favorite act of the day, plain and simple. You might say, Big Bad Devil Daddy, you're a little partial to the doom. Well, that's actually true, but still, my favorite act nonetheless. So welcome, gentlemen. And speaking of horror movies, Reaper's movie just dropped today. So if you guys have been following me on the page there, my movie debuted today on Acrostar Films YouTube channel. It's Attack of the Corn Zombies, and you get to see me tear into the survivors. It's a lot of fun, a lot of blood.
Awesome.
Never enough blood, in my opinion. So we'll take a quick trailer just to get your mouths frothing a little bit if you haven't seen it yet, and then we'll be right back. Check this shit out.
This goes out to all the groovy people at the Nest Corn Festival who are just chilling out and enjoying some of the best corn in the Midwest. DJ Smoke and Dan will be heading your way right after the show.
You kids didn't go to the festival, so you missed out on Bob's special ingredient that he added to the corn this year.
What are you staring at, you freak? Why do you even come to these parties if you're gonna act like a bitch?
Who else is to blame, Mom? I've seen the way you treat Dad. If I was him, I'd be gone just as much.
Don't you talk to me that way.
Bob was hoping that new fertilizer would help us get the corn on the market faster. We went over to see if we could help him, and he lunged at me. He started biting me.
So it seems like people are coming back from the dead, murdering others, and also going missing, apparently. So that's cool.
Yeah, do the dead people look like that?
It's the festival. Almost everyone in town went, and they're all infected, and the ones who didn't go are about to be.
You almost got us killed back there.
That's right. If you like a little bit of campy horror and love zombies, this one is definitely for you. Just remember, don't eat the fucking corn. Welcome everybody that's out in the comments section. Kyler, Cody, good to see you guys, and everybody else that's tuning in. Don't be shy. Share this motherfucking shit out right now, everywhere and everywhere. I don't care. YouTube, Facebook, you name it. Check it out. All right. Temple of the Fuzz Witch. Damn. All the way from Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Son of a bitch. Who would have thought? Who would have thought in Detroit that a band of your caliber, was on its way up, and you guys are just fucking killing it right now. So you guys were just recently on tour. Where all did you guys go besides the Tennessee Metal Devastation Fest?
So we had like a date get canceled in Indianapolis, which that was supposed to be our date before Tennessee. And then, so we just drove down straight to Tennessee. And then after that, we hit up Louisville, then Chicago, Minneapolis, Madison, Wisconsin, Grand Rapids, Columbus, Detroit. Am I missing anything? I mean, yeah. It's a pretty, it's a pretty short tour. The other guys have, like a pretty tight schedule right now with their work. So yeah, we just, made it all happen really quick.
No, that's awesome. And, we've been talking about that for a long time. Today, touring and stuff, short runs is the way to get it done. Trying to go on a month is just not financially stable enough to do it. Would you love to do it? Fuck yeah, absolutely. But even if you can do a 3-date short run here and there, 3 days back to back, shit, that's good.
Weekenders, man. Big fans of weekenders.
So what was your favorite stop? Like which place did you see really like love their doom?
Chicago and Madison, Wisconsin. And Madison, Wisconsin blew me away. I was astounded. I mean, that's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of felt just about the same way. It was just a very small room, and the show kind of got all wishy-washy at the end, but shit just kind of came together, and it just popped off, man.
Yeah, definitely the people were feeling it. Thankfully we had, for those shows, some really cool supporting acts, and then our boys in Ancient Days, they always rip it. So, yeah.
Fuck yeah. You guys even did a show with Grave Next Door, too.
Yeah, that was in Grand Rapids. Yeah, they played the Tennessee Festival, right? Last year?
Last year, yeah.
Yeah, last year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So lots of great shows, man. I've been hearing a lot about Wisconsin too, so that's why I was actually not too shocked to hear that they love their doom and stoner metal. Especially Midwest. Midwest fucking loves it. And Kyler said if you guys ever make it out to Virginia, he will be there to worship you. And hell yeah. So how did you guys get together? Like what, at what point did you decide that you wanted to do a doom project?
Great. This is coming back to me. Yeah.
Always does.
Yeah.
Whoever has the story.
Yeah, I was we're gonna go like truth Noah right here. And I'm not gonna filter it or anything, but so like originally I was playing some like garage rock. I was into metal super heavily, but then I had never heard doom metal.
Okay, that's honest.
Yeah. Sorry, what?
I said that's honest. That's cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Good start.
Yeah. And
comes to us all eventually.
Yeah, and I was like super sick and tired of the people that I was hanging around, which were all into like all these indie bands. And I was like, this is not fucking me. Fuck this shit. I'm going to just make the music that I want to make at the moment. And then, that's where Temple of Fuzz Witch came out of. And I've always been like a metal fan, like growing up. I mean, metal is the roots of where I come from. And then, I just like took that leap to do the music that I want to do because of the way that I feel.
And it felt natural too, didn't it?
Oh yeah. It was so easy. Yeah. And I just like recorded like some like very vague, dumb demos, like half-heartedly. And then like I showed them to like a few friends at the time and they were like, dude, this is sick. And I was like, okay. Yeah, whatever, yeah.
Light the torch and run.
Yeah. And then, everything just took off from there.
And what I really like about you guys is obviously, doom is kind of synonymous with darkness and, occult satanic, themes and whatnot. And of course, that's me all the way. That's my favorite shit. Well, obviously. I mean, I've always been more prone to the darker stuff, just across the board. Typo Negative to, Danzig, of course, Black Sabbath. and a lot of the heavier ones too, all the way to black metal, death metal as well. So I've really enjoyed all of those things, but it's like at the root though, doom is where it has always been for me.
Yeah, totally.
So what were some of the influences you guys had?
For the current stuff, talk about your drumming.
Talk about my
There you
drumming?
go.
Yeah,
Go
dude.
for it,
dude,
Here's the
dude.
thing. We're this black and doom. I fucking hate black metal. Sorry to upset you, but I just don't dig it.
I love it. I love it.
Insane.
Yeah.
Cody says live, you guys felt like a modern day Black Sabbath. Was amazing. Now I
I'll like
remember.
that. I won't.
I think I even gave you guys that kind of compliment as well at the show. Keeping the Sabbath tradition, because it's in the riffs, man. It's in the riffs.
Yeah, we played like a lot of like old stuff. Threw in a couple of new songs too.
Mm-hmm.
They're a lot different though.
Yeah,
So,
a lot of the older stuff is definitely you listen to.
It's like Sabbath, Sleep, and then like Electric Wizard, Wind Hand, and then some like Cough influence stuff. Like that's like our older stuff.
Hell yeah. How about your drumming style? I really like how you actually incorporate double kick into what you do, which I was always kind of criticized for when I was in Black Tar, for doing that in the doom genre. And I think it totally does have a place. You do it very tastefully. So what kind of like what influenced you to kind of like put that into your guys' style?
For me, like when I started playing a lot of the temple stuff, because I'm not the original drummer, I came a couple of years later. So
better late than never.
What's up?
Better late than never.
Yeah, exactly. But just listening back to a lot of the old stuff, it was just very bare bones and kind of just it didn't feel right to me. And I tend to have a little bit more of a technical like aspect that I throw into my drumming. Or I try to, at least.
Hell yeah.
It's just the matter of finding the sweet spots for it. Because if you do it in a spot where it just sticks out like a sore thumb, it's not going to sound good. So it's just, I play with it. Like every time we play the songs, I try to switch it up just a little bit until I find something that just works absolutely perfect. And I play it the same way every time. And honestly, for me, it's just, that way I don't get burnt out on stuff, because I mean, personally, I am somebody who just dreads like repetition. So just throwing in little flares like that, even if it's just kind of like out of the blue, even with some of the newer stuff that we wrote, there's just like some parts, even like they're not written, or I should say played on the album the way that I play them live.
They're more complex. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
I feel like in like a more just chilled at home listening kind of aspect, it's nice to be able to just have a lot smoother and like a lot more simplified kind of like rhythms or builds.
Yeah.
But
I would say
live,
probably
for
for
a big enhancement.
Yeah.
For continuity on a record, it almost always feels like it's better to kind of play it safe and tastefully. Live's a whole different animal, because then you can kind of, you know what I mean? You got a hell of a lot more energy going, and you don't have to worry about, oh, this change, oh, that change, oh, this is when this happens. Because a lot of people don't know, what it's like to be in the studio and recording this stuff and what it goes in there. And it's like, oh, well, when they play it live, it's so different. I'm like, well, dude, that's because they've already learned the songs by that point, and they can just fucking go buck wild.
We're spicing it up, baby. We're just spicing it up.
Absolutely.
Again, it's just like a refreshment, like for myself, just to be able to kind of let myself a little bit more loose when we're like playing the songs live, and there is that energy, and it just feels.
It comes across as like way more when he does like changes stuff up live. I mean, I love it. It comes across as like ad lib or improvise, but then it always comes out really well. So I mean, you'll never get two shows the same. You know, in like the best way possible. So it's like, you know, really cool because like, you know, some shows he'll like lay back a little bit, and then other shows he'll like there's just this fill that just comes out of left field where I'm just going like, what the fuck just happened? This is awesome. This is awesome. Yeah. And it's I look up for a second and I see people like kind of like shocked by it. So yeah.
Don't get that too far. No, it's true though. It's true. Yeah.
I think in the business we like to call those happy accidents.
Yeah.
Hey, like the wise man Bob Ross once said, "I will die by that man's words."
That's true. That is so true. Damn it, Bob Ross. Damn it. So how are you guys feeling about, you know, playing the newer stuff, you know, as opposed to some of that old stuff?
Anxious. In a good way.
I'm sick as fuck of the old stuff. I don't listen to it. I don't like it, to be honest with you. I mean, like, all that music was like for other fucking people essentially. But then the new stuff, I mean, obviously we're all anxious about it because it's a lot more complex.
Nice.
It's just more
like time signatures and stuff.
Yeah,
especially with like the new lineup, the three of us, it's just more of we put ourselves into it, and it's just a lot more excitement for us as a band to be able to play our newer stuff. Obviously, I mean, I personally still love some of the classics, but
I mean, they're like good songs. Like all the old stuff is like cool and all, but at the same time, it's like I'm tired of playing them live. My heart's not in that necessarily.
Burnout.
Yeah. I mean, and I get the same feeling from the other dudes. It just feels like just, you know, the grind, I guess. You know, I mean, they're good songs. I mean, like once in a while, like the song Blowing to Satan, like I'll get into it like super heavily. But then like other stuff, I just like go like, fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. Yeah.
Well, when you're making
I mean, and I'm like really sorry to like anybody that likes all the old songs, but I don't like them. Sorry.
See, for like Fuzz, which I absolutely love Fuzz, which because you just get that.
It's a groover. It's a groover.
The bass line and then it just goes. I don't know where
it's got a strong lead in. Yeah.
I love it.
Which
but
there's
the new
nothing wrong with that.
we get like a little bit, you know, hesitant, I guess. You know, like leading into them, but then, you know, we're tour tight right now, so we're happy to play all that new stuff. It's a lot different. We've had a lot of really fucking weird reactions from people, which I guess a puzzled face is a good thing. So,
well, you know, if that's the first time they're hearing you and what they're used to is what they've heard, you know, either, you know, online or through your Bandcamp, which I got scrolling at the bottom for everybody out there in Black Flame Land, templeofthefuzzwitch.bandcamp.com. Go there because they have all sorts of good shit where you can get physical copies of CDs. Is there vinyl? I can't remember.
Yeah. There's
vinyl there
Red
too.
Tide, and then we also have it's pretty expensive, but they're made to order. It is our live and unreleased vinyl. It doesn't sound the best, but you know, it's still a vinyl.
You know, and that's a pretty ballsy move. And I know a lot of people do dig, you know, that type of stuff too, like live. I mean, take the Misfits, for instance. People still buy the shit out of that old live record.
Yes.
Terrible.
Yeah.
It really depends on if you get, you know, an engineer that has the right kind of digital, you know, ability to capture it.
Our playing was okay on the live and unreleased. It's just, I'm just saying that the pressing plant sucks.
Gotcha.
That's a different story. Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. The vinyl itself is definitely a little bit sus.
Okay, that's all right.
Take a gamble.
If y'all want to get the,
if you're into lo-fi stuff, then you'll love this fucking record. Then, so yeah,
There you go.
I mean, it's got
positive light.
yeah.
as long as it's got
if
the
you're into like
buzz and the
lo-fi
groove,
black
man.
metal or anything like that, I mean, it's a lot more hi-fi than that. But if you're into lo-fi black metal, this is a hi-fi, lo-fi black metal record.
Calm down. You're my brain.
That's
Yeah, Taylor's not
probably
getting
the-
this shit, but you know, I'm a nerd, so
that's probably the best description I think you could have gave it.
yeah, totally, yeah.
Let's see here. I'm just trying to load up a little bit of what I caught from Metal Devastation, so we can then give everybody a little listen, because Facebook won't spank me for doing that. Except for when it comes to, you know, other artists that, you know, obviously are a little bit more above the indie circuit, where it's like, oh, labels want to, you know, oh no, we own that shit. You can't play it, even though it's free.
Yeah.
Damn, that's why I love, like, this is why I started the underground in the first place, was to expose everyone to the music, because once it gets to like bigger labels and shit like that, you can't show it. Can't show it.
I know.
You can tell people, but you can't show it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've come into that problem with a couple, like, especially like on obviously social media, just like trying to post some shit, it just instantly gets like shadow banned for like, what? Especially like when we're using one of our songs, I'm like, hey, that's us. Come on, you pricks.
So we have some questions out here for you already.
Awesome.
Let's see who wants to tackle this one. Yes, Cat Noir, thank you for joining. How do you guys feel about Candlemass? I get so much shit for loving that band. Ha ha ha.
Cool.
Candlemass is fucking
kidding me?
amazing. Fuck anybody that says that they suck. If you really like Candlemass a lot, check out some of our buddies in the band called Early Moods. I'll repeat that again. Early Moods. They're a pretty much modern Candlemass. They're amazing. Candlemass is better. I'm sorry, but you know, Candlemass is fucking amazing. But yeah, check out Early Moods.
Nice. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think they've been on my radar also.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome. Yeah, I mean, they're on Riding Easy Records, good label. So, you know,
And, Cody says he loves Call to Pray.
Dick. You like the new stuff?
You'll love the new stuff if you like that song, man. Sorry, man, it's not going to be as lo-fi though. So,
Lo-fi.
yeah, that song was we'll get to it. So,
And then Kat says, I mean, second gen black metal sounded like shit too, but we love it. I guess it's all in the eye of the beholder.
yeah, well, are you talking like US black metal or the European Nordic black metal? Because there's two different stories and, you know, two different opinions on all that shit. So,
And there always is.
Yeah.
I know a thing or two about that.
You're right. I'm sure she'll tell us shortly.
Yeah, get back. I'd love to hear it.
And then let's see. Oh, she says, I'm talking true Norwegian black metal, LOL.
If you're talking about the early stuff, yeah, Taylor's trying to cut me off right here.
It's okay.
Yeah, if Taylor's trying to, well, if you're talking like the super early stuff, you might not get it that it's supposed to sound horrible for all the right reasons, if that makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense.
The nastiest thing that you could be making, essentially, because it's like, get rid of that hi-fi bullshit, essentially, is what, at least in my mind, what they were thinking. So if you want to make something even nastier rather than just making something super heavy, make the quality really shitty.
And that's what I was thinking too. It really kind of comes down to who's mixing the damn thing. And if that's the sound they want.
I mean, I love all that early shit, the second wave, Norwegian black metal stuff. I mean, and obviously, like throughout the years, it's progressively gotten a lot more hi-fi, which I'm all for and I love. But I mean, I love like all those lo-fi demos that they did, like back in like the late 80s and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, just like the rawness of it, you can like actually hear their the musicians playing their instruments as they were without being just hocked up by fucking Pro Tools and Reaper and Cubase, Logic, whatnot. There's something special about that to me. So.
Oh no, you're absolutely correct on that. And to be honest, it made it creepier.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Spooky music as a whole really does, I think, depend on how you mix it sometimes. Obviously, the tuning that you're using. And if you go, oh, I want a 70s style sounding record, or I want an 80s style metal sound, it's going to be like twice as thick and gooey.
Yeah. Yeah. And on top of it, when you record a tape, the tape does the work for you. You don't have to do as much work. The engineer doesn't have to do as much work on like a lo-fi level. I'm speaking of. I mean, on a hi-fi level, it's a completely different story. But yeah,
absolutely. So
yeah, I'm fucking nerding out right now. I
No,
know.
no, that's okay. I do that all the time between fucking metal and horror movies. I do that shit all day. Oh, and Satanism.
Yeah.
All three. All day.
Yeah.
Speaking of, let's kind of talk about some of the themes that you got running through lyrically. Like, where do you draw your inspiration for that?
Early stuff, it's a lot from horror, and then it gradually progresses into I don't really talk about it, but like esoteric stuff mixed with personal emotions, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, like, do you like any of that kind of thing? or
yeah. I mean, like, well,
I don't mean to put you on the
like
spot.
The new stuff is a lot fucking different. But like the old stuff was, still like highly. Oh man,
what's the?
I got to bring myself back to that state of mind. I don't even know. Just a very angry state of mind, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, it was, highly anti-religion, highly anti-government, highly not anarchist or anything like that, but definitely just anti-everything. It came from like a dark place, as all of our music does. But over the years, it's changed.
And there's some Lord of the Rings inspiration.
Yeah, there's Lord of the Rings. There's Lord of the Rings in there, which is, I forget about that shit. Yeah, I love Lord of the Rings. Yeah, that's in there. Yeah. Like, maybe like a line
I'm a nerd too, and I caught those references here and there.
Yeah. I forget. Yeah.
Thank you for like, substantiating my thought process. And that's cool, man, because most people, when it comes to doom metal bands nowadays, especially independent, the first thing they think to do is Satan, all over the place, whether they're serious about it or they're not serious about it and they're making fun of it. And we've seen all that, but now we have Temple of the Fuzz Witch that kind of combines all the best of all the worlds. You're not just getting one theme, throughout your records. So,
there was definitely a lot of Lord of the Rings stuff on Red Tide, and then Yeah, like on the early stuff too. You know, I mean, I think like when I wrote Caster, that song off of our first EP, that was just low key about Gandalf. So, yeah, yeah.
But no Harry Potter though, right?
Fuck no.
No, now we gotta write a song.
Not cool enough for you.
Yeah. Fuck Harry Potter. That shit's for kids.
Now I actually like Harry Potter only like because of the books. Like I do enjoy the books. I do enjoy the films also to a point because I mean stellar cast members.
I mean they're fun movies, but you know.
There's not for him.
Lord of the Rings has a little bit. It's more violent, you know, and a little bit more realistic, I guess.
Yeah, no, like I really like the later books and later movies because of how dark they get, where it's not just like some fucking fairy tale story, you know. That's
this boy goes to school.
Yeah. So like, I really appreciate that aspect of whatever J.K. Rowling's writings, and at least the movie adaptations. You know, they're cool in that sense. I mean, they're just fun to me, but you know.
Oh, you just might have a fan for life here. Cat tattooed on my arm, shut up on my hand. That's awesome.
If you want to talk fantasy, I'm a huge Game of Thrones dude. So the biggest thing that I like about Game of Thrones actually is the whole, not necessarily this. I mean, the story ends horribly, which is amazing. Amazing in my mind, but because it destroys all plot lines, but it's I don't live this way, but definitely watching the Machiavellian aspects of everyone's interactions within the story and how they have to fight for whatever their goal is. That is just completely fascinating to me. And I love that. Like just the emotional roller coaster the whole time. So that's a huge thing for me. As far as fantasy goes. Joe would be here right now, but he's sick right now, you know, and he could talk about Warhammer with y'all and
then
whatnot.
we would be here till
we'd be
in the morning.
Yeah.
Hey,
We love
you
you,
know,
Joe.
and we hope he gets better.
Yeah, no, he'll be good. He's a strong boy.
So when you've been talking about, you know, how things are so much going to be different on a lot of your newer stuff, because obviously people are definitely familiar with your last album and the current single, A Call to Pray. So maybe talk to us a little bit about, I know you did mention, you know, there's like some time changes and they're a little bit more technical. So did that also like affect you lyrically as well?
The lyrics are a lot more, I don't know. I don't want to give too much away, but
sure.
You'll hear it soon enough, so you'll have to wait. I don't give a shit. Fuck it.
Damn it.
But yeah, so like essentially when I made that A Call to Pray single, that was all to tape. And I heard that song. I woke up in the morning one of these days and I literally had the bass riff stuck in my head all day. And I was like, fuck this shit. And then I went and just started recording it to tape. And then I did the guitars, and then I did the drums, and then I did the vocals finally. And then everything after that has just followed. So then there's a fucking album for you. Nice. Yeah, it's going to be 9 songs. So
9 songs. Killer.
Yeah.
Any particular theme or anything like that?
Darkness.
Like, is it conceptual, or you know what I mean?
I'm too weary to talk about it still. I don't know. It just still feels too fresh to me almost. Yeah.
You go bitching about
feel
those. You had a problem with the new shit.
I mean, it's just very.
Let's do it, man.
It's highly introspective at the same time. I guess you could say just embracing the darkness within oneself.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
And then there's just like a lot of like esoteric stuff, like I mentioned before. You know, as always, that's always a common lyrical theme. So.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Doom has always been about mastering yourself, you know, strength within oneself, be your own master, that kind of thing. So definitely something that even, you know, my fans as well could definitely get down with, because we love that kind of shit. So this is too funny. Cat goes, I wish Tom was here to talk about The Witcher. That would make for an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Because people love the game but hate the show.
Yeah. I'm not well versed in The Witcher at all. So
neither am I.
I couldn't tell you shit.
My handful of shit about it.
Oh, no worries. I'm sure Tom would have probably did all that for you. Gave you the cliff notes. That is hilarious. So Kat says, fuck the show. That's what I thought. Yeah, no one likes it. The games are better. The story is better. And it doesn't deviate.
Fair enough.
But, let's see. Also, Kat says, 9 songs, 3 hours, question mark.
No.
Not quite like sleep, damn it.
Yeah. So like back in June, Taylor started recording the drums out in Chicago for the album. You know, like I had like the scratch guitar tracks for all the songs. They sucked because I just didn't give a shit because they're scratch guitar tracks. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
Yeah, and then Taylor busted out the drums in one day. And then, we came back, like Joe and I went back a month later in July. And then it took us like 4 days to just get everything else down. Joe, he brought all his bass gear in, and then he ripped out most of the songs in, I think, like, I don't know how many hours. It was like less than a half a day, and then I proceeded by entering the studio and then just playing the rest of the songs on the bass that we had tracked, and then the rest of like whatever the 3 days was just me just doing weird guitar shit, and then tracking vocals. I got sick. And then my vocals were all fucked up, so I had to go easy on them. And then, we had this song. Yeah, and then, I just was in. So we did our tour, you know, a few weeks back, and then, I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but I went back in, and then I busted out 3 more songs. 2 of the songs were Taylor playing on everything. Taylor playing drums. Because I was like, oh, these songs are just gonna be fucking B-sides. Who gives a shit about them? But yeah, Taylor played on 2 of the songs, and then I just did the bass and guitar and vocals. And then there's like one new song where everything is me, and I just made it up on the spot. So
nice.
It's a fun one.
Yeah, I mean it's got that whole like Boris droney thing going on. If you listen to like, it's kind of inspired by if you listen to like one of our old songs, Death Hails, it's inspired by that, which, you know, I think this song is better though. It's a lot creepier. So
even better. Yeah. Sorry, I'm moving around on you folks.
No, you're good, man.
My cord is being a bitch, and I desperately need a new one. So I may have to switch to another device, which is no big deal. But you know, I'm going to hang in there as long as I can. So as a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and
sorry to cut you off. The album is not 3 hours long. It's not 2 hours long. It's 40 minutes. So yeah, it's not like a traditional stoner doom album, if that's what you're thinking.
I never would have thought that in the first place,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Because, you know, even just catching your set, if that was true, you only would have got through one song and you know, a 45-minute set.
Yeah.
So let's check them out live. A little bit of a video that I took while I was there, so you guys can check it out. Happy Halloween to my brother as well. Absolutely. Welcome to the show. Cat Noir. She says sleep. Laugh, cry face. I love it.
63 minutes of pure enjoyment, folks. 63
right. All right, let's check them out. Not sure exactly what song it is, but I know you guys will as soon as you hear it. So check it out at the Tennessee Metal Devastation Fest. Hell yeah. So wasn't the best spot that I could possibly get to, but you know.
Man.
You were still there. All that matters.
I'm not sure if you were,
so
aware
everyone
of this
can
or not, but,
clearly hear that Sabbath influence big time in that stuff.
yeah, that was Baphomet off of Red Tide, the last album, which came out 3 years ago today.
How about that shit?
I know, yeah. But then you'll think that this might be cool, but
always.
So are you aware of the eclipse that happened during our set?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened during our set, and I thought that nothing else was more perfect. So I was
like
super happy about that.
All the planets and stars aligned that day.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Oh, but no portal.
I know. Yeah, right, dude. What happened?
I felt like I was ripped off.
Yeah, I know.
Oh shit.
Sorry, guys. Tennessee was too Christian for y'all.
What are you talking about, man? They were too big of pussies to show up because I was ready to get my picture taken with them.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, I got the message that said, you might not want to wear your makeup. I'm like,
yeah,
what?
Dude. Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
It would have been awesome. I'm telling you.
That's true.
But hell yeah. So let's see here. I got to get that out of the way. Let me see here. Kat says, adding to my library now. Will purchase your album too. I date a musician, so I know how the shit goes.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
Dating a musician is hell.
That is true.
Yes, no doubt. Let's see here. Cody says, I have a whole video of Call to Pray, I believe, from the fest. Yay! Yeah. If you want to share that with me, Cody, that'd be badass. Because I'll be doing a whole Reaper show, Reaper's Underground, dedicated to that day. I have a lot of footage I'm still going through. So, yeah, if you want to send me that and we can do the whole song, I would love to do that. Hell yeah. So as we're talking, I'm going to switch because my cord is dead, which means my computer's going to die. So, lucky for me, I have a pad.
We do.
So when can we expect that new record? Like, do you have a projected
early spring?
Early spring. Just in time for some
military soon, but we're still waiting a little bit.
Well, sure. You want to make sure that everything is perfect. And let's face it, folks, the mix down process takes forever.
I mean, it's done. It's been done, but
we were very blessed to work with a very amazing engineer, Pete Grossman from Bricktop Recording in Chicago. Absolutely. Nothing but great things to say about that guy. Great person, great worker, just gnarly dude.
And then, if you guys are into doom at all, check out his band, High Priest. So he knows how to mix that shit pretty well. So,
no short of the ganja, huh?
Yeah.
It's a doom band. Come on. That's the only thing, like the stereotypical doom thing that we're missing from our name is like a weed reference. What are we doing, Noah?
I don't smoke. I don't smoke weed at all, which is odd enough. So,
especially in doom metal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's pretty wild, right?
Hey, I'm like
I used to get in the early days of the band. I used to get made fun of for it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Elliot Johnson, thank you for joining us. And we have another question from Miss Cat. What's your favorite Emperor album? Mine is The Nightside Eclipse.
None of them.
He doesn't like black metal, but I mean, obviously, right here you see The Wrath of the Tyrant. I love that demo EP so fucking much. Nightside Eclipse is awesome, but then anything after that, I could give a fuck less because I don't like symphonic black metal. So
you're not a Cradle fan?
No. If you like, I really love Craft and Dissection, though. If you want to go like
I've always said that Danny Filth is an acquired taste.
Okay.
No shit.
How is it any different for King Diamond?
Really? Okay.
For years, people said they couldn't stand his voice, but now they're fans.
He pops off.
I mean, I understand where people come from with that. I mean, like when I was younger and stuff, I was like, this shit just sounds like fucking lame ass fucking hair metal. But then, like you listen to everything even more and then you're like, okay, it's not, and then you listen to the lyrical content and you're like, it's not hair metal, so I see where that question or whatever comment where that's coming from. So.
Loading.
Uh-oh.
He's coming. The second coming of the Reaper.
Yeah.
Just wait. We vibing. Hey, everybody. We're Temple the Fuzz Witch. Hey, it's us!
If you got comments, we can't fucking see them.
Maybe we have to do it like telepathically.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the word?
What do you mean?
Is it tele?
Yeah.
There he is. Great timing.
You see, I'm kind of a wizard at this stuff, so nothing fucking keeps me down for long.
Hell yeah. I told you the second coming was about to arrive. Here he is.
That's right. I don't fuck around. Although, sadly, it's kind of almost like, there we go. That's better.
Beautiful.
Cat said awkward.
Hey, sometimes you like to have those moments, okay?
Well, I've had technical difficulties on the show before. People are kind of used to that just because,
Something that happens.
I don't have the plush office with all the fun toys, but yet I'm able to bring you a quality program.
Quality on budget.
At least I try. Let's see. Oh man, there was a lot of comments about that. Okay. Apparently people do not like Cradle of Filth either. All right.
Yeah, those are smart people. Those are very smart people. Fuck that band. Yeah.
I love it.
Dude, my introduction to that band, I was like 12 years old, and I seen one of their like music videos, and it was like one of the weirdest ones that I've ever seen. I don't know. There was like, no, they're just bizarre. I was like, what am I doing? I'm too young for this. And then here I am now, a little not right in the head, but if anything, I'll blame Cradle of Filth.
I mean, it could be worse, right?
Oh yeah.
Everyone loves King Diamond and Merciful Fate, and very much so. You should. Let's see here. Cody says this. He says, "What do you guys think of Celtic Frost?"
Love them. Fucking love them. Amazing. Tommy Warrior is such a fucking badass. I don't know if any of you have ever thought about this before, but a lot of like the High on Fire stuff is literally just Celtic Frost worship. At least it is in my mind.
It very much is.
Yeah, which is like totally awesome. But then, like later on, Matt Pike, changed it up a little bit, and then, like made it his own thing. But Celtic Frost, amazing. Love them. Love them.
Listen to them enough.
Yeah, I mean they like do like that bridge between like they do like the really slow stuff, and then they do like faster like punky stuff, and then they got like the whole like black metal lyrical theme going on too.
Yeah, it's like
shit.
a happy marriage between them all.
Yeah, totally. Really good music.
Kat, I absolutely love you. She says, "Dim you booger."
Yeah. They're well, live, yeah, they're cool, but their albums, they get the chopping block. I don't know. They just sound like too mainstream, like too much like a fucking studio band to me. They sound
that's because of that's because of the like million layers.
Yeah, that's why I have a big beef with symphonic black metal. Fuck symphonic black metal. You're gonna cover up all the guitars, drums, and bass. Fuck you.
Right. Tim says, "Do you guys ever play in Seattle ever?"
No, we've never. Hey, we're looking to get out to the West Coast.
Nice. Well, I can definitely point you in the right direction here in the Midwest. I have a few hookups in California because of a couple bands that I work with.
Okay.
So that might help as well. If that's
California
kind of
and then the Southwest is where like a bunch of like that doom is at. So like Beastmaker, Goya, they're out there. Arizona to and then Psycho is in Vegas. So Psycho Vegas festival.
It still is amazing to me that I talk about these guys all the time too. It's not Leather Lung. The guys from Salem got to play
Mother Iron Horse.
That's it. Mother Iron Horse.
Okay.
I fucking love those cats. They are insane, and they got to play Psycho Las Vegas, and I was just like, holy fuck. So definitely should not be a problem getting you guys out there.
No
pleasure.
Fuck yeah. Let's see here. We're at okay. I see where we're at. Man, there's just so much talk here.
Cool.
The whole black metal discussion is just blown up in the comment section there. I'm just like, okay. Well, that's fucking killer. And I know you guys got some good news coming up soon, so we look forward to that as well. Oh, Kat, it's okay. She says, sorry, I'm drunk. And that's okay. God damn it. It's Halloween. You should be happy, be merry, be fruitful, be drunk.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Sam Hain, celebrate.
Exactly. You know, you got to give credence to your people. Liz, you're absolutely right. Texas is definitely a hotbed for live music.
Yeah.
They come out. It don't matter what day of the week it is. I will always say it until I'm blue in the face. Texas has some of the best metal fans ever. They don't know. It doesn't matter if they don't know who you are. They're going to come check your ass out.
Yeah.
So,
I like those
you know,
people.
I'll try to, for sure. I'll try to hook you guys up with some of that as well. So as we're getting kind of close to the end here, it's a good time to discuss a little bit about horror, since we all know that Noah is a big fan. And here's where the debacle comes in, because we're going to talk a little bit about some of the films that have come out this year, maybe in the last couple years. And, well, there's a lot of people that really love it and a lot of people that don't. And that's okay, too. Everyone knows my stance on fucking horror movies, so I don't even have to tell y'all. I don't have to tell y'all shit. So we'll start with this first one. Unfortunately, I can't pull up the movie poster. That's okay, too. So the first one we're going to discuss is your take on Exorcist, The Believer.
Haven't seen it. Heard it was awful.
I went to the movie theater and I literally got out and called a friend and then talked shit about it for 30 minutes. Yeah, fuck that movie. Fuck that movie. It was very boring. It felt like a Hollywood script from top to bottom. Yeah, I got sick of it like 10 minutes in. Yeah, it just felt like I want to say like a stereotype of what a horror movie should be. Yeah. Yeah, fuck that movie.
So you feel that it did not...
I was not even spooked at all. I mean, yeah, there's like some like really cool shots in the movie, granted. But it was just like visual aesthetics, essentially, is what I took from it. But if you're trying to please a 14-year-old, that might work for them. But if you're trying to please an adult, yeah, it's not going to work.
So jump scares for kids.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I love it. Everyone knows me and what I've, my feelings on the matter when we first found out it was coming out. Actually, Tim agrees with you. The Believer is an abomination. Don't waste your time.
Yeah, totally.
There was seriously little to no deaths. When we think about a good Exorcist film, there was a body count. And from what I understand, there's not much of a body count in this film.
If we keep talking about the horror thing, I'm going to keep talking about plot. There was no plot with the new movie. With the old movie, there was
so it was just rehash,
and there was a complete slow build to the movie, even though it got intense as fuck. I mean, and then there's like the whole body count thing, but yeah, I mean,
you gotta have some gore. I mean, come on.
Yeah, totally. I mean, yeah.
It's like the Cracker Jack box of fucking.
Yeah,
steak.
Totally. Yeah, it just felt like I just went to 7-Eleven and just bought a fucking dollar DVD. That's what it felt like. Yeah.
All right. Well, Liz said she enjoyed it, and that's okay. We're not making fun of you by any means, but
sorry, Liz.
We're not necking on you, I swear. It's just that when you haven't had an Exorcist film for however many fucking years, because of that last damn prequel that came out she's laughing. in the early 2000s, there was a prequel, and that was a little wishy-washy too. But all they did was try to rehash old plot. Nothing
Yeah,
new.
totally. Yeah. It's just like a revamp. It's just like all the shitty ass Star Wars movies that come out these days. I mean, they're the exact same plots, man. I mean, I walked out on those movies too. So
Don't even get me started on that bullshit.
I told you it was going to be controversial. What I was going to say.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Because when we're talking about horror, shit, gloves are off. Oh, sorry. Liz was referring to the new Evil Dead, which is actually the next one I was about to mention. So next on the list is Evil Dead Rise. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate that. And I see what happened. She said, I replied to the wrong comment at first. So that's how I got fucked. Y'all fucked me up, and I'm not even fucked up yet. God damn it.
Hey, Kat is drunk though, right? So
Kat is drunk and she caught it.
Hey, there we go.
I mean, that takes skill.
Yeah. Seriously. I think that the visuals in that movie were beyond phenomenal, but I got bored still because of the plot. It was nonstop action though, so if you're like into that kind of thing, then maybe that's something that you should lean into. I mean, it was just like, whatever it is, like past like the 25-minute mark, it's just like constant horror the whole time. So in that sense, it's a good movie. I'm a plot guy. I'm a character guy. So,
Absolutely.
So.
Did you happen to see it?
Yeah, I did. It was kind of one of those instances where it was just kind of like a background noise kind of thing. So I wasn't really paying attention to it, but from what I did kind of sit there and actually force myself to watch it. I mean, I enjoyed it. Like Noah said, some pretty good shots in it. It was very graphically pleasing.
Yeah. If you're into the whole gore thing, then that's the movie for you.
And honestly, that's what we hope to expect. I think.
Yeah, totally.
From an Evil Dead movie, because I mean, when Bruce Campbell was at the helm, I mean, that's all there was just unadulterated gore, and we love that shit. It wasn't as funny though, and I think we were missing the comedic factor.
Oh, totally. Yeah, like the early Evil Deads totally had that. Like whatever the Evil Dead that came out like 10 years ago, that did not have. It had like a little bit of comedic stuff in it, but I mean, it was very sparse. But I mean, I liked the Evil Dead that came out, 10 years ago or whatever. But
like 20. Okay, I know.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, it was early 2000s.
2014. Yeah, I mean, I like that movie.
At first, I thought you were talking about Army of Darkness. I was like, that was more than 10 years ago, brother.
Army of Darkness was a complete comedy movie, man. So, yeah.
I was like,
comedy perfection.
Yeah. Taylor catching me here.
Okay. So I just love the comments tonight. You guys are making this Halloween extravaganza of ours so much fun. Kat says, I watched Hagazusa on edibles. Don't recommend it. She said that movie is doom metal if it was a movie. Watch it.
Okay.
If I remember,
just not on edibles. Don't eat the shit. Don't eat it. Okay. So pretty good there. So let's throw up the next one. And that would be Terrifier 2.
This is his territory right now.
See?
All right.
Now you got me. Okay.
Nah, I knew I'd find one for you.
So with Terrifier 2, it was gory and shit. Like that's like the biggest attraction from like the first movie. That's like the biggest draw that it had. Because in the first movie, there really wasn't too much of like a plot, I would say.
No,
it was just
scattered as fuck.
It was just two girls and then a bunch of senseless killing and them trying to escape Art. And then Art's magically alive, which, all right, go off, Mr. Clown. But and the second one, there was just like I don't know, fucking, like there was a forced plot, it felt like. And I mean, I just don't associate that with like the Terrifier like franchise, I suppose, especially after the first one. Because I mean, the first one I watched God knows how many times just because it was a brutal fucking movie.
Brutal and hilarious.
Yeah, there was definitely scenes where you're just like, all right, that's funny as fuck.
And I feel like Terrifier 2 was just that much better because they had a bigger budget so they could do more.
That is true. That is true. But at the same time, I also feel like it was kind of like blown up a little bit too much in a sense that, especially with like marketing wise, like people throwing up in theaters. It wasn't that bad. And I just feel like it kind of gave it more of like Hollywood vibes rather than just like kind of more of an underground kind of movie, like how Terrifier, like the first Terrifier was, or even All Hallows Eve. It was just way different from the prior two, in my opinion. I mean, I'm glad that they're still continuing the franchise.
Oh, they are. Oh, they are.
Yeah, I mean, there's
one more.
Yeah, they just.
As a matter of fact, Terrifier was originally supposed to be a trilogy.
Yep.
Yeah, so we are getting a third one, but this one takes place not on Halloween, but since it was just recently leaked, it's going to be at Christmas time.
Another horror Christmas movie.
Well, you know, and there was the Mean one last year too that kicked all fucking ass because you got to see the Grinch as he's supposed to be, super evil and killing people.
Yeah. Fun fact for those who didn't know, David Howard Thornton, the clown, also played the Grinch in Mean One.
Yes, absolutely. But if I had to put, now this is the thing. So when Terrifier 2 came out in October last year, so did that abomination Halloween Ends. So
yeah, we don't talk about that.
Exactly. So in my
opinion,
yeah,
I refuse to, honestly.
I haven't seen it.
Like anything past Halloween number 2, it's just
yeah.
Halloween Kills was awesome. I loved it. I thought it was great. But
that was another one of those movies where I kind of just played it in the background. So I didn't get the full experience. I tend to do that with a lot of shit. It's just background noise.
Oh man, it was all kinds of bad. I don't know what it is with that franchise. Anytime you give it a third film, sucks.
We're keeping our hopes up for Terrifier.
Oh, most definitely. And I think just because of the way they left it at the end, I think it's going to take some really cool wild turns and be pretty damn cool.
There's definitely room for it to build.
Right. Oh, Kat, that's hilarious. Kat says Michael is like 80 years old, uses a walker.
No, he just stumbles
That's
around.
probably what would happen. Let's see here. So I want to make sure that we get this before we do. We'll do one more movie and then I'll show it. So, fuck. I had it. It was in my brain. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's because I've like forced myself to believe that this didn't happen. But there was one other film that just recently came out called The Nun Part 2.
I don't keep up with that, dude. Like after the first 2 Conjurings, I'm just like, especially with like Annabelle, I just didn't fuck with it.
Dude, you know, it's like they didn't realize that they fucked up there, that they shouldn't put movies,
Yeah, they shouldn't
put
like,
money.
Yeah, they needed like a second part to fucking up. Yeah.
It's like any true horror fan hated it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Now the nun actually had the potential to be something good. But what they ended up doing was just making an ominous being move through the air, and that's it.
Yeah. I agree.
So suffice it to say, you guys are not a fan.
No. I mean, like I love the first Conjuring movie. Like, I mean, granted, I saw that when I was younger. You know, whatever.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
Whatever year it came out, you know, I saw it in theaters, and you know, like I fell in love with it. So in my mind, that movie is, you know, like a classic. But at the same time, like everything that follows that, I'm just not as much into, and it just gets progressively worse. You know.
Now wait a minute, there, Cat. Cat says, "Chug it." You know, a good whiskey is like a woman. You want to consume it slowly instead of all at once.
Hey, yo!
Anywho, all right. No, now everyone's saying chug. No, I'm not chugging. No, not gonna happen.
Halloween. Come on.
Yeah, it's Halloween, but I don't want to be drunk on air. That's no fun.
Respect.
So you guys have a super cool merch line. And that was one of the things that, you know, I really complimented you guys on, because as you can see, I'm wearing the finest in Temple of the Fuzz Witch wear, which if my computer wasn't dead, you'd actually be able to probably see it better. So I wanted to check tomorrow. Right. So I wanted to make sure that everybody could see some of what you guys can get on their Bandcamp, which is at the bottom of the screen. So templeofthefuzzwitch.bandcamp.com. They got hoodies. The awesome fucking t-shirt I'm wearing right now is available, as well as some other awesome designs. And did you guys want to give a shout out to the artists that work, like, you know, on your designs and stuff?
We'll give a shout out to the guy that actually does our merch, and you can actually buy the merch through him too. It is called Blind Dog Merch. He's a local guy based out of Detroit. Super cool dude. He does DTG prints, so direct to garment. So like it's not silk screen stuff, but it gets like a bunch more washes, and all the colors come through better, and then there's like no harsh edges. It's super good stuff. Yeah, so Blind Dog Merch. Yeah, he can ship directly to your house too. It's like every order that he makes is made to order, essentially. It's really good stuff. And it's not super expensive too. Like I don't know his rates, but I mean, like for a shirt and everything, it might be like $27 maybe. I'm not sure. It's very affordable comparatively to like a bunch of these other bands out there.
I was going to say, I think we're almost at the $50 mark on.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, fuck that.
Well,
one of my biggest like beliefs as an artist is just being able to have things for people to consume at an affordable rate. Just because like, I myself, I can't go out to like a lot of these bigger shows and spend $50 on a shirt when it's just like $70 to get in. Fuck that. That's right. Local music, man. Yeah. It's better. You get a better show, better quality of just about everything. I mean,
exactly.
For me personally.
Not only do you get to like take in this killer fucking show, but at the same token, you don't feel like you got fisted in the ass when you go to buy some merch.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. You're not paying an arm and a fist, you know.
Shut up.
As long as it's consensual.
Exactly. And as a matter of fact, Kat says, I saw Telekinetic Yeti a couple years ago, $40 a shirt. I got one though. Well, that's because you almost feel guilty if you don't get something, but at the same token, you look back on it and go, well, I could have used that extra 20 though.
Yeah. Why do you think we make our merch so cheap? So you have that extra 20. So
right.
And support yourself.
Yeah.
Well, you know, here's the thing, guys out there in Black Flame Land.
The reason these shirts and hoodies and merch items are so high is because major venues demand 25% of the merch sales by each band.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like I had a buddy that was he got to open up for Pantera, and he had his merch. Yeah, his merch that he had to sell, he had to match to Pantera's, and
no fucking way.
Yeah, and he said that like the merch, obviously they're not like the biggest band in the world or anything,
right?
But they didn't sell any merch just because of how expensive it was, and they play amphitheaters, so big venues, and then they had like a minimum level that they could sell their merch at, and then they had a maximum, and then the venue was going to take a big cut of it too. So it's just like, yeah, you're maybe making like $2 a shirt, $3 a shirt, even though it's 40, $45 for a t-shirt, so.
And mind you, a lot of like musicians make their
from the merch. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's fucking brutal. Yeah.
It's fucking terrible. So you guys are doing it right. That's why the underground will always be the best that it is. And as a matter of fact, Cody said he spent like $600 at the Tennessee Metal Devastation Fest.
You're nuts.
But he literally was able to make that work and bought something from every table that was there. And that's huge, because if it was like fucking Ozfest or Not Fest, would have never happened.
Yeah.
You would have like dropped that in like maybe 3 bands.
Yeah, totally.
So go to their Bandcamp, guys. Get their stuff. They also told you where you can get, some of that direct merch to you at a very affordable price. But most importantly, get their CD, their vinyl straight from Temple of the Fuzz Witch.
Yes.
Spotify's great, but guess what? That don't help nobody out.
Vinyl pays.
They don't pay shit, especially now that they have a new system where they're charging artists for promotion, which is fucking ridiculous, but that's a whole nother story.
If you want to hear a rant right here, so like Bandcamp is even starting to take cuts from merch these days too. So like they'll say that they don't take any cuts from your merch, but what they'll do is they go apply to revenue share.
Hell no.
Yeah, so like if you sell a CD, vinyl, whatever physical merchandise you sell yourself and ship out, they'll take like whatever their cut will normally be, and they don't take it directly from the physical product that you're selling, but whenever you make like a digital sale, they'll subtract it from that. Yeah.
So it could be years before you see anything from a digital purchase.
Yeah, I mean, hypothetically, but it's been, like 6 months since like any digital sale money has like come in because of, like physical merch and whatnot. So
I'm going to recant by saying, if you can, when they come to your town, go to the show.
Yeah, seriously, come to shows. That's what's the most important thing. We want to talk. We want to
absolutely. And you guys have been on the road, a good amount of time. You're gonna get back out there soon, more than likely, with the new album dropping. So most fucking deaf guys, I appreciate you coming on Halloween night with me here for the big extravaganza. And everybody out there in Black Flame Land, you guys were off the chain good with the comments tonight. So with the new fans that you've made tonight, and I'm pretty sure there's been some fans that already know you that have come in, what do you want to leave with them before we close it out?
Just wait till the next album comes out. Keep supporting us. It's going to get a lot darker, a lot heavier, a lot bigger. Yeah, it's just going to be a lot different. but still in the same vein. So just get ready.
And I'm telling you, just from what I saw at the Tennessee Metal Fest there, it's gonna get better because these guys are fucking awesome. If you love doom metal, you know, this is one of the frontline motherfuckers that are doing it right. And I'll tell you, we can't wait for more. So as you're, you know, starting to finish whatever it is you're drinking, apparently, or smoking at this point, and you are truly enjoying the sanctity of Samhain and visions of Temple of the Fuzz Witch just fuzzing up your ears and just bringing you to bliss, you gotta always remember to stay heavy.